So the domestic seasons around Britain are edging closer, including League Two, which is a division that we've never really explored until today, boys and girls. Matchday number 1, predictions coming at you next. Show today. It is matchday number 1 in League 2, and we'll get to that in just a second. If you're new to the channel, smash the old subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, League 2 related, World Football related. We've got it all here under one Ruski. That's right, boys and girls. Yes, this is something that we've never really explored before, but you know what? We're opening up a can of worms of the world of football and taking a look at League 2. We'll get to that in just a second, boys and girls. I want a big shout out, of course, to the Patreons for supporting the channel. Big respect to those guys. And if anyone else is out there and thinking that they want to do just that and support the channel, there is a link down below, patreon.com/Roverseas. It's in there amongst all the other social media jazz and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, yeah, this is League 2. We've never done this before, so we're going to test my mettle. I'm testing my mettle up against you boys. That's right. We're talking about predictions, so let's get into it and have a little look at League 2. That's right, and remind ourselves who is in League 2 for this season. Well, these are your division. This is your team as it stands. Kicking it off with, of course, one of our own. Now, one of our own is David Dunn. He is managing Barrow. AFC are back. Well, they're in the Football League for the first time, I believe, for the first time. Stevenage are in there. Bolton, of course, in this division as well. Forest Green Rovers, Bradford, Colchester United, alongside Cambridge United, Carlisle United, Cheltenham Town, Morecambe, Walsall, Grimsby, Mansfield, Tranmere, Oldham, Leyton, Orient, Port Vale, Crawley, Salford, Exeter, Scunthorpe United, Newport County, Southend United, and Harrogate Town also squeezed in there at the last. That's right. So another complicated, difficult division. I don't know. I can't pick it. I can't pick who's going to go. I think Bolton will be up there in at the end of the day. Bradford should be in the discussion as well, and you can't even rule out the guys that were in the contention as well. So let's get into it and take a little look at the teams and the matches and all that kind of stuff. In fact, before that, I want to remind you all that this is a division that we're going to be taking a look at in the Prediction League. For this bad boy. Basically, what that means is you come by each and every match day, put your own predictions in for the matches in the respective match week, and of course, we'll have a little ranking, little leaderboard at the end of it, and see if you can come out on top. The winner at the end of the season will be crowned King of League 2, and you'll be able to wear a crown or do something cool, something like that. You'll get a T-shirt. I'll provide a T-shirt with a crown on there, and maybe even League 2 champion on there, something like that. That's all to be panned out over the next, the season, the course of the season. If it is abruptly ended, of course, just like last season, whenever it ends, boys and girls. So, are you the prediction king for League 2? I don't think so. I think it's me. You're going to have to beat me along with the rest of them. Here we go, folks. Match day number 1, prediction number 1, coming at you. Barrow taking on Stevenage. Now, these two clubs, but believe it or not, played each other 4 times. 0 wins for Barrow, 3 wins for Stevenage, and 1 draw. So, it's a good game for Stevenage to get themselves up and running. Let's take a look at the last 4, though. Of course, those only 4. The last time they played each other was back in 2010. It was a 4-0 win for Stevenage. The goal scorers on that day, Yemi Obayade. Don't even know where he is. Don't even know who he is. He got himself a hat-trick. Scott Laird with the one and only goal for Stevenage. The last time they played in Barrow, there was a 0-0 draw back in 2009. And heading into this, the bookmakers, what do they fancy on this one? I'll take a little look. 23-20 for Barrow. 23-10 is your draw, and 12-5 is your away win for Stevenage. Of course, you'd expect Barrow to be your chief whipping boys here, but I've got a soft spot for them, of course, managed by David Dunn, legend of the game for Rovers. Another chance for him at management. They have brought in a couple of decent players as well. Matty Platt from Blackburn Rovers, Bobby Burns from Hearts, Callum Gibran from Manchester United as well, amongst others. They've lost the likes of John Rooney's gone to Stockport, and some other fringe players have also been released. Meanwhile, Stevenage, what they've been doing as well. Stevenage are one of my tips to go down, I think, or at least to struggle. They brought in this season. Let's have a little scoop of the old transfer market. They brought in the likes of Elliot Osborne from Stockport, Billy Johnson from Norwich, Tyrone Marsh is coming from Boreham Wood, Ben Coker from Lincoln, Luke Prosser as well from Colchester. They lost Paul Foreman as well to Carlisle. The likes of Jake Cassie's gone, Tyler Denton, Harry Draper, Ben Kennedy, Ben Nugent as well. Tom Sawes has gone. So a lot of experienced names in there. Simeon Jackson's also been released as well. Maybe a little bit reduced a lot of the money. Of course, it is desperate times these days out in League 2. Did I give you the bookmakers odds? I did give you the bookmakers odds. I'm going to go with on this one a positive. I'm going for positivity. There we go. Spit the words out for Barrow. Opening day victory, David Dunn. 1-0 win. It might not be pretty, might not be effective, but they'll get themselves over the line with a 1-0 win. Next up, of course, the favourites. Everybody's favourites is Bolton Wanderers. They're going to be taking on Forest Green Rovers. It's them vegans. Now, these two sides have yet to play each other at all ever, so this will be interesting. But it is a new era for Bolton. Again, plummeted down the divisions. Of course, the season did abruptly end with them. Back-to-back draws for them as they ended the season in League One. Draws against Wimbledon, draws against Burton. Of course, they had a bit of a hoodoo with a mega monstrous points deficit as well, which was always on their minds, and it always kind of restricted their actual options in the division last time around. This time though, they've got a clean slate, and hopefully they're going to be moving in the right direction. They've got ex-Barrow manager in charge of them, I believe, as well. Even Stevens for the odds for them. The vegans are 11-4 and 12-5 is your away win. Let's take a closer look at the transfers. Then I think Bolton, they brought in Ian Doyle, of course, goal scoring machine last time around for Swindon. I don't know originally where they got him from. Was it because he was on loan at Swindon? I think Bradford might have owned him. But anyway, they have brought in the likes of Ian Doyle. George Taft is brought in. Matt Gilks from Fleetwood. Alex Baptiste from Doncaster. Nathan Dofonso from Blackpool. Gethin Jones from Carlisle. Ricardo Santos from Barnet. They've lost the likes of Jason Lowe, ex-Rover. Darryl Murphy's gone. Will Buckley's gone. Joe Bunny has been released. Josh Emmanuel as well. Miles Edmondson. Remy Matthews. Jacob Mellis. Luke Murphy, amongst others. What about the vegans? What have they brought in club-wise? They brought in the likes of Don Sweeney from Barnet. Kane Wilson from West Brom. Jack Evans from Blackburn. Rovers, of course. Elliot Whitehurst, Grimsby. Stock Wagstaff is coming from Wimbledon. Joseph Mells has gone out to Northampton. They've also lost the likes of Elliot Freer, Kevin Dawson, Liam Shepherd, Matt Mills as well. Experienced leader at the back there. I'm going to go with an opening day victory for Bolton Wanderers, 3-1 win. Yeah, of course, they are fancy to go up, and I do expect them to open up with their account with a comfortable win. Next up, we have Bradford City taking on Colchester United. Now, these two sides play each other 12 times. Just the one win for Bradford, 4 wins for Colchester, and 7 draws, including a draw last time around in Colchester. It was a 0-0 draw back in January, and last time they played each other at Valley Parade was in League One 2016. It was 2-1 win for Colchester. Darren Ambrose on the score sheet with a couple of goals. Where's Thomas, the only goal for Bradford? Heading into this, of course, Bradford ended the season in a bit ropey form, just 1 win in the past 3 games. Meanwhile, Colchester ended up the campaign with 2 wins in the past 3 games, losing to Exeter in the playoffs. Of course, the bookmakers will probably go with Colchester, maybe, on this one, but Bradford at home was also a decent thing. Again, no fans, I believe. 11-10 for the bookmakers, odds for Bradford for the victory. 23-10 is your draw. 5-2 is your away win. What do we have on the transfer market with these two sides? I do expect Bradford to be in and around about of playoffs and maybe even beyond. They brought in, Colchester brought in Shamal George from Liverpool, also Tommy Smith from Sunderland. They've also lost Ethan Ross to Lincoln, and also the likes of Ryan Jackson's gone, Frank Nublet, Luke Prosser, Tariq Issa, Cameron James, Callum Jones has all gone as well, and Dean Agger amongst others. Meanwhile, Bradford City, who they brought in the likes of, they brought in Levi Sutton from Scunthorpe, Billy Clark from Grimsby, Callum Cook from Peterborough, Elliot Watt amongst others. They've also lost Chris Taylor, ex-Rover there, Kelvin Mellor, Jake Reeves, Jermaine Anderson, I think that's not an ex-Rover, Hope Matcan, ex-Rover, Adam Henley, ex-Rover, Joe Riley, who used to be a Rovers 11. Of course, GB was in charge last season, a part of it anyway, but McCall is back in charge these days. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Bradford City. Of course, Stuart McCall knows Bradford very, very, very much, and of course he's a diehard a superstar with in amongst the Bradford supporters, and seeing him back in charge will give them the belief that they can get out of the division at this attempt. Next up, Cambridge United up against Carlisle United, the Battle of the Seas, the Battle of the Uniteds. Let's have a closer look at these two then. They played each other 20 times, 5 victories for Cambridge, 4 victories for Carlisle, and 11 draws between the two sides. The last 6 games though see 0 wins for Cambridge, 3 wins for Carlisle, and 3 draws. The last time they played in Cambridge was a 2-1 win back in February early in the year. Lewis Alessandra and Nick Anderton on the score sheet for Carlisle, with Reggie Lambie on the score sheet for Cambridge. Heading into this, what do we got? Heading into this, Carlisle won, just lost once in the past 4 games as League 2 was abruptly ended. Meanwhile, Cambridge actually just 1 win in the past 4 as League 2 came to a crashing halt. The bookmakers odds on this one, 13-10 for Cambridge, 23-10 is your draw, 2-1 is your away win. Cambridge bringing in the likes of Paul Mullen from Tranmere, Wes Houlihan, who's been picked up, I think he was abroad, Robbie Cundy as well, as a decent sign from Bristol City, and Jake Iredale. They've also lost George Malice to Mansfield, and also the likes of Jabio Iberere, Dan Jones, Sam Bennett, Jordan Orville Williams. Meanwhile, Carlisle, what have you guys done? What have you guys done on the transfer market? You brought in the likes of Joe Riley from Bradford, Gavin Riley from Bristol Rovers, George Tanner from Manchester United, big signing there. Magnus Norman from Fulham, Brendan Dixon from Exeter, amongst others. Marcus Dewhurst as well, decent young goalkeeper, I believe. Byron Webster's been released, or Gethin Jones has gone to Bolton, and also Kevin Etheridge, Mo Sageth, Stefan Sokil, all gone from the books of Carlisle. Cambridge, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win on this one, opening day victory for them. Again, no fans in the stands, but who cares? They'll be happy with that, and they'll move on in the right direction. Cheltenham Town taking on Morecambe is next. Of course, Morecambe are your chief whipping boys, but it is a special year for them. They played each other 22 times, 10 victories for Cheltenham, 5 victories for Morecambe, and 7 draws. The last 6, though, sees 2 wins for Cheltenham, 2 wins for Morecambe, and 2 draws. The last time they played each other was in February. It was a 2-1 win for Cheltenham. In Cheltenham, and the goals on the day were Connor Thomas, Alfie May, with AJ Leach Smith on score sheet for Morecambe. That's in Morecambe was a nil draw. Morecambe ended the season in wobbly conditions, just without a win in at least 4. Meanwhile, Cheltenham picked up 1 win in the past 4, last 3. That was against Northampton all the way back. Playoffs. That's what that was. The bookmakers on this bad boy, 6-5 on for Cheltenham, 11-4 is your draw, 3-1 is your away win. Cheltenham bringing in the likes of Andy Williams from Northampton, Lewis Freestow from Brighton, and Elliot Bonds from Hull. They've also lost Ryan Broom. Rohan Ince has been released. Luke Varney has also been binned off. I think he's actually made it up upper division. Meanwhile, Morecambe, what have they done transfer-wise? Again, they expected a struggle, as they always do. Stephen Hendry's been brought in from West Ham. I think he's an ex-Rover, left back. Harris Davis from Grimsby's in. Ben Pringle as well from Gillingham. Ryan Cooney from Burnley, as Adam Phillips from Burnley. Kevin Mellor's also been brought in from Bradford. They've also released Barry Roach, Kevin Ellison, Adam Buxton, Richie Sutton, Carl Holway, and Stephen Old. Has been released for Morecambe as well. Morecambe, again, they do expect to get battered, or at least suffered a lot of defeats along the road. Got a good manager, I believe, this time around, but I still expect them to struggle. 2-0 win in the end for Cheltenham, opening day victory for them. Next up, we have Walsall. They're going to be taking on Grimsby Town, one of my little dark horses. I'm a big Ian Holloway fan. 29 games they've played each other, Walsall and Grimsby. 12 victories for Walsall, 12 wins for Grimsby, and 5 draws. The last 6, though, sees 4 wins for Walsall, 2 wins for Grimsby, and 0 draws. The last time they played each other was in Walsall. It was a 3-1 win back in 2019, around about August. Grimsby coming out on top. Elliot Whitehouse on the score sheet. James Hansen with a brace. Callum Lavery on the score sheet for Walsall. Excuse me, that's when they played each other in Grimsby. It was a 2-1 win for Grimsby all the way back in 2006. Grimsby ended the season 2 wins and 2 defeats for the past 4 games. Meanwhile, Exeter ended up the campaign with an unbeaten run. Walsall ended up the campaign with an unbeaten run, picking up 2 wins and a draw in the last matches. The bookmakers' odds probably will give it to Walsall on this one. 11-10 for Walsall, 12-5 is your draw. 12-5 is also your away win. What have we got for Grimsby? Grimsby picking in, what did you bring in? You brought in the likes of Ira Jackson Jr. from Folkestone. Bargain pick up there. Danny Rose from Swindon, George Williams from Forest Green Rovers. Billy Clark has gone out to Bradford. Charles Venom's gone out to Buxton. They've also lost the likes of Jack Hessenthaler, Akarin Rose, Jordan Cook, Harry Davis, amongst others. Whereas Walsall, of course, been in the division a couple of seasons now. They should fancy the chance to get themselves out of it. What have they brought in? They brought in the likes of George Nurse and Rory Holden from Bristol City. They also lost Shay Vasey, Gary Lindell, Mitch Candin, Corey Roberts as well. Mitch Candin, that rings a bell. For me, though, I'm going to go with Walsall to snatch it. Yes, I'm a big Holloway fan, but I think they'll suffer an opening day defeat to Walsall. Next up, we have Mansfield Town. Of course, they had a bit of a ropey campaign last round. Taking on, who are they taking on? They're taking on Tranmere Rovers back in the division once again. These two sides played each other 10 times. 4 victories for Mansfield, 3 victories for Tranmere, and 3 draws. The last time they played each other was back in 2019. It was at the start of the year. In League 2, of course, Mansfield coming out top. 3-0 winners. George Grant got a couple of goals. Tyler Walker as well. Oliver Banks got himself sent off. Meanwhile, the last time played in Tranmere was also in that same calendar year or same schedule, whatever. It was a 0-0 draw back in 2018. Bookmakers on this bad boy, what have you got for me? You got 6-5 for Mansfield for the victory, 12-5 is your, 11-5 is your away win. Tranmere bringing in the likes of Jay Spearing, of course, ex-Rover, ex-Blackpool player, of course, Joe Murphy as well from Shrewsbury, goalkeeper. Otis Khan from Mansfield as well. They lost Paul Mullen to Cambridge. Jack Caprice has gone to Exeter. David Perkins has gone to Phil File, whatever you want to call it. And also Bailey Thompson has been released, amongst others. Who else have they brought in? They've brought in Mansfield. Let's have a quick scan of these bad boys. They brought in the likes of Jordan Browery from MK Dons, Mark Mark Sketch from Luton, Ollie Clark from Bristol Rovers, George Mattis from Cambridge, CJ Hampton's gone to Blackpool, big signing for Blackpool League Up. They've lost also Alex McDonald, Noah Stokes, Hayden White, Craig Davis, all that, Neil Bishop as well. A whole bunch of players ins and outs at Mansfield Town, and I do expect them to open up with a campaign with a 2-0 win. Tranmere, of course, coming down last round. This should be one of the teams to fear, but I think Mansfield will get back to a decent campaign and hopefully go in the right direction. Next up we have Oldham, of course. Harry Kuehl pulling the strings these days, taking on Leyton Orient this opening a day. 59 times these two sides have played each other. 23 victories for Oldham, 18 victories for Leyton Orient, and 18 draws. The last 6 sees 1 win for Oldham, 2 wins for Leyton Orient, and 3 draws, including a draw last time round over at the Brisbane Road. It was a 2-2 draw. Thomas Hammer with a big fat OG, Danny Johnson as well on the score sheet for Leyton Orient, Zachary Denali on the score sheet for Oldham. Back in February, the last time they played in Oldham, there was a 1-1 draw as well. Johnny Smith on the score sheet back in December 2019. Jordan Maguire drew on the score sheet for Luton. Heading into this, the bookmakers odds on this one. What you got for me? Oldham are 5-4 favourites, 12-5 is draw, 21-10 is your away win. Of course, like I said, pulling the strings or managing the club, Harry Kuehl, but Leyton Orient actually bringing some signings, just a couple. Onosisi Cisse from Gillingham, Marvin Epiciptica from Blackpool has on his way out. They've also lost Dale Gorman and Matt Harrold as well, but it's binned off amongst others. Meanwhile, Oldham, what you got on Oldham? What have you done this campaign? You brought in the likes of Bobby Grant from Wrexham, Elon Lawler from Doncaster. Is he an ex-Leyton Orient man? Cameron Bothwick-Jackson's been brought in from Manchester United. Jordan Barnett, Carl Jameson as well from File. Who else have you brought in? You brought in David Kellier-Dunn from Wrexham. They've also lost Mohamed Salah, has gone to Stade Lavolius in France. Zach Emerson's gone to Brighton. They've also released the likes of Zach Mills, Jamie Scott, Scott Wilson, and Keelan Adams, amongst others. I'm going to give it to Harry Kuehl. I think he previously managed, Crawley at this level. Didn't do very, very well there. But of course, still a young, hungry manager. Still got a bit between his teeth, and hopefully he can turn it around for Port Vale. Next up we have, turn it around for Oldham. Next up we do have Port Vale. That's right, there we go. Now Port Vale taking on Crawley Town. These two sides played each other 11 times over the course of time. 6 victories for Port Vale, 3 victories for Crawley, and 2 draws. The last 6 though sees 3 wins for Port Vale, 2 wins for Crawley, and 1 draw, including the draw last time around where they duked it out in Crawley back in December 2019. 0-0 draw. The last time played in Port Vale was a 1-0 win for Port Vale. Luke Hannett on the score sheet. The bookmakers odds on this one. What you got for me? 11-10 for Port Vale, 30-5 is your draw, 11-4 is your away win in favour of Crawley. Heading into this, Port Vale bringing the likes of Devante Rodney from Salford, Danny Whitehead for Salford as well, Theo Robinson from Southend, and Dina Weiser from Crewe, amongst others. Zach Mills has also been brought. Richie Bennett has been sent out to Stockport. The likes of William Atkinson, Callum Evans, Ryan Lloyd, Johnny Madsen, and co have been released. Meanwhile, Crawley, not too sure about Crawley these days, what to expect from them, but they brought in a couple of players as well. They brought in the likes of Sam Ashford from Hempstead, Tyler Frost from Reading, Tony Cray from Bristol Rovers, Sijimic Kilawayich, she's been an untapped. Shaka Santala has come in from Grimsby. Ollie Palmer's coming from is left to go to Wimbledon, and Jimmy Smith, Josh Payne, amongst others. James Sanders White have also been binned off for Crawley. Going to go with a 3-0 win. I think Port Vale are up there in the top echelons of the teams that are expected to compete for promotion this time around, because they did end the season quite good. Salford are next up. They're taking on Exeter City this opening day. They just played each other the once, and that was a 1-0, and that was a result in favour for Exeter. And that result was a 1-0 win back in League 2 in December last round. Ryan Bowman on the score sheet. Bookmakers on this one for Salford up against Exeter City sees even Stevenson Salford 12-5 is your draw, 11-4 is your away win. Exeter bringing in the likes of Jack Caprice from Tranmere, Lewis Page from Charlton, Rory McCandle from Scunthorpe, Ben Christensen has gone to Aston Villa, the likes of Craig Woodman's gone, Lee Martin, Lee Holmes, Dean Moxley, Gary Warden, Aaron Martin and co have been released. Whereas Salford, I know they lost, Craig Conway's gone back up to Scotland, Conway's gone, Darren Gibson, I thought he signed on, I thought Darren, they brought in Jason Lowe though as a big signing extra over there, Jordan Turnbull as well, Ian Henderson from Rochdale, Tom Clark from Preston, Devante Rodney's gone to Port Vale, Pilian Gran, he's also gone to Oldham, Danny Whitehead's gone to Port Vale as well. But yeah, a lot of experience has left, according to my knowledge, John Askew amongst others. Salford will lose. I'm giving it to Exeter City on this one. I'm not sure if I believe in the Salford machine just yet, but Exeter City are always there or thereabouts when the playoffs come around. So yeah, 2-1 win for them. Next up, Scunthorpe United taking on Newport County. Now these two sides have played each other they played each other 4 times. 0 wins for Scunthorpe, 2 wins for Newport, and 2 draws. Let's take a closer look at that one. Actually, the last four, the only four encounters the last time around was back in January 2020. It was 2-1 win for Newport. Jamali Matt on the score sheet. Pedrick Ammond on the score sheet for Newport. Abu Ayasa on the score sheet for Scunthorpe. Lee Novak got himself sent off. They also played in Newport in October, same season. Pedrick Ammond on the score sheet and Josh Sheenan this time around for Newport. Back-to-back wins for them, of course. Marco O'Brien with a big fat OG. Scunthorpe bringing the likes of Lewis Spence from Ross County, Kelsey Mooney as well from Aston Villa. They also got a couple of guys from Bournemouth on loan, Frank Vincent and Tyler Cordier. Meanwhile, the likes of Andy Butler and Adam Hamill, Rory McCandle, James Perch and Sayongo have all been released. As for Newport County, what have they done? They brought in the likes of Ryan Taylor from Plymouth, Liam Shepherd from Forest Green Rovers. Corey Whiteley's gone though, so has James Folston, Jamie Matt, Dominic Puldon and Mamadou Toure have left Newport County. Amongst others, the bookmakers odds on this one. What you got for me on this one? Scunthorpe 7-5. Your favourites, I think, 23-10 is your draw, 90-10 is your away win. I'm going to go with Scunthorpe on this one as well, with a 2-0 win to open up their campaign and move themselves towards the top of the table. And wrapping it up, it will be Southend United. Really got a nice looking kit. Taking on Harrogate. They've never played each other before, according to my knowledge. Yeah, so this is the first time of asking. Anyway, Harrogate, of course, getting through, through the playoffs at Wembley. 3-1 winners over who was that? It was against Nottingham, Notts County, of course. A 3-1 win on the start of August. They also beat Boreham Wood along the way. Meanwhile, Southend ended the campaign with 3 defeats out of the past 4, but they ultimately ended the season with a 3-1 win against Bristol Rovers all the way back in March. Bookmakers odds on this one, 11-10 for Southend, 12-5 is your draw, 12-5 is also your away win. How about signings for these guys? Harrogate, of course, got John Stead on the books. Hopefully he's still going to be knocking around the start of the season. Connor Kirby as well has been brought in from Sheffield Wednesday. Jake Lawler from Wrexham. Tom Walker from Phil and Kill or File or whatever. Kevin Loco from Dover. They've released Matthew Taylor, George Smith, Sam Jones, amongst others. Southend on the flip side. Hopefully a good season for them. There haven't been much activity. They just brought in Jordan Green from Barnsley on loan. They lost Luke Hyam. Theo Robinson's gone. Joe Shagnasty as well has been released, amongst others. I'm going to give it to Southend on this one. 2-1 win in the end for opening day victory for them to kickstart their season. And that's, my friends, is what I think will happen in League 2 for the opening day of the season. And if I'm right, bang on the nose, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. Port Vale will be top of the table. Bolton will be in second. Bradford third. Cheltenham, Mansfield, Scunthorpe and Exeter will be in your playoffs. Down the bottom will be Crawley and Newport, Tranmere and of course Morecambe, all scrapping it out for relegation on day 1, match 1. That's, my friends, is what I think will happen. Of course, be sure to get your own predictions in the old comment section down below for your match day 1 predictions, of course, because we've got the old prediction league and I want to see where you rank behind this guy, because I'm going to be leading the pissing way. And the best thing to do, of course, is bang your subscribe button so you don't miss a beat whenever these videos come around in thick and fast, and also hit the little bell. That's right. That, my friends, is what I've got for you. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. If you are new, bang the old subscribe button. Of course, keep your bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, League 2 related, World Football related. We got it all here under one roof ski. Of course, if you want to go that extra punch and become a new patron of the channel, check out the description. Links to my other social media platforms are in there: Twitter, Facebook and patreon.com/Roverseas. I need to take a break. Woo! Of course, I don't know if I might have said it earlier. I don't know. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, but this is not the usual well, it is the usual backdrop, but match day number 2, hopefully this will be gone and we'll have my sexy new look backdrop as well. And of course, I am recording this ahead of schedule, 2nd of September, because I'm going to be away for the opening part of the week. So, yeah, I just wanted to put that full disclaimer on there. You know, I'm recording these nice and early so that they'll be ready for that. So if Lionel Messi does sign for Scunthorpe United, you'll know about it. And I won't be able to put that into the thing until match day number 2. So, yep, you heard it here first. Messi off to Scunthorpe. Anyway, my friends, that's all I've got for you. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. If you are new, bang the old subscribe. I'll see you all for match day number 2. Until then, give the video some loving, and I'll see you on the other side.